There's a mystery that stretches beyond what we can imagine, one that holds the answers to questions we don't even know we're asking. Have you ever stopped and wondered why everything you've been told about yourself, your past, your identity, even your very existence, feels wrong? What if I told you that everything you've been told about yourself is a lie? Could it be that you're not merely a transient individual, experiencing a brief, limited existence restricted by time? What if I told you that you're an eternal presence, never beginning, never ending? It might sound impossible, but some of the greatest minds, like John Wheeler, have uncovered a truth that most people will never fully grasp. You are not who you think you are. You are something far greater. Stay with me for a moment, and if you look closely, you'll start to see through the veil covering your eyes. And once you see it, you'll realize you've always known the truth. Despite your ignorance, you've always written your story. And if you dare to act on this revelation, everything can change. However, this transformation can only occur if you are prepared to confront it. You have lived a story since birth, but not by yourself. They gave you a name, assigned roles, and drew boundaries. You accepted them, just as everyone else does. It's our societal norm, after all. But deep down, haven't you always felt that something didn't add up? Did the boundaries you've accepted as normal never truly belong to you in the first place? What if everything you thought you knew about your life, your purpose, and your identity was the greatest illusion of all? John Wheeler, the physicist who worked with Einstein, uncovered something that challenges everything we think we know about reality. He called it the participatory universe. This concept posits that the act of observing reality not only reveals it, but also actively shapes it. In other words, you are not a passive observer in this universe. You are the creator. Your role is director, writer, actor, and stage. Somewhere along the way, though, you forgot that. Take a moment and think about this. Every time you look in the mirror, you see a body, and you say, "This is me." But have you ever stopped to ask, whose eyes are you looking through? Who is the one thinking those thoughts? Science tells us that your body is constantly changing. Your body is constantly changing, with your cells dying and replacing themselves, and your brain constantly rewiring itself. You have a different body than 10 years ago. If your body changes constantly, how can it define you? Wheeler's discoveries go even deeper. He proved that time, as we know it, is an illusion. The past and future are just constructs, mental frameworks that give us the illusion of movement. But in reality, everything is happening right now. The you that existed yesterday and the you that will exist tomorrow aren't separate at all. Your loom weaves them together as threads in an infinite fabric. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine reality as a movie reel, each frame existing simultaneously. Your perception of time is the sequence of those frames. But here's the most mind-blowing part. The movie only plays because you're watching it. Your awareness isn't just a part of the equation. It is the equation. What does this mean for you? This implies that the narrative you've heard doesn't constrain you. You're not a fixed character stuck in a divine script. From the start, you've written your story as pen, page, and ink. But what happens when the pen forgets it's the author? That's where the illusion of the ego steps in. The ego is like a shadow, always lurking in the background, whispering that you are small, separate, and powerless. It feeds on fear, thrives on doubt, and convinces you that the world is happening to you, not through you. However, it's crucial to understand that the ego is merely a malfunction, a perpetual program that persuades you to fall short of your true potential as an infinite creator. It's time to wake up and remember who you really are. Once you do, everything changes. For a moment, imagine yourself wearing a headset that transports you to a dark, terrifying forest. You hear growls in the distance, the rustle of unseen creatures moving just beyond your sight. The chill in the air presses against your skin, and fear starts to take hold. You fight, you run, your heart races with panic. But the moment you remove the headset, you realize the forest was never real. Technology created a projection, an illusion. This is the essence of the ego. It functions similarly to a headset. It distorts reality, making you believe you're something you're not. The longer you wear it, the more you forget what's real. It becomes so convincing that you forget who you are and believe the story portrayed. What if I told you that this illusion is not the complete picture? Could it be that a fluid, alive, and responsive reality lies beneath it all? John Wheeler, a physicist who worked with Einstein, uncovered something that challenges everything we think we know about the universe. He called it the participatory universe. His theory shows that reality isn't a static, impersonal machine. It's a living, breathing process, shaped by your awareness. You are not a passive observer. You are the creator, the architect, and the author of your own story. Every thought, every emotion, and every choice you make sends ripples through the fabric of existence. You are the one holding the pen. However, the majority of people are unlikely to notice this. They never take off the headset. They live their lives bound by the limits of the ego, never realizing that those limits aren't real. Do you feel that way? Do you possess a silent, unwavering awareness that something within you has consistently remained true despite your doubts? Did the fears, stories, and roles you've embraced initially belong to someone else? Stay with that feeling for a moment. Let it grow. You've glimpsed it before. The moments of synchronicity when life aligns in ways that seem too perfect to be coincidence. You've experienced instances where you contemplated an individual just prior to their phone call, or when circumstances seemed to effortlessly align. Wheeler's work tells us that these moments aren't random. They are the universe, responding to your awareness and to your participation in the grand design. But what if you could harness that? What if you could stop seeing it as a strange coincidence and start wielding it intentionally? That's when the shift begins. At that moment, the waves of life no longer toss you around, reminding you that you are the ocean itself, vast, infinite, and unstoppable. Now, think about the role you've been playing in this story, this drama of life. So immersed in it and convinced by its details, you forgot it was just a role, a character you played. Your name, your memories, your struggles, your triumphs, all of them are like costumes and props in a play. They feel real because you've rehearsed them over and over and invested so much of yourself in them. But deep down, you've always suspected there's something more. Wheeler's discoveries confirm it. You're not just an actor in this story. You are the playwright, the director, and the stage. You are the driving force behind everything. And the moment you realize this, everything changes. Think about it. Have you ever looked at a whirlpool in a river? It seems separate, doesn't it? It has its own distinct shape, its own motion, its own identity. But is it really separate from the river? Or is it just the river taking form for a moment, a temporary shape in the infinite flow? You are that whirlpool. Everything you think of as you, your thoughts, your body, your emotions, is like the swirling water, constantly changing, constantly shifting. But the river, the awareness beneath it all, has no beginning and no end. It's infinite, unchanging. Wheeler described the universe as a self-excited loop, a circuit that exists because it observes itself. You are not a passive passenger in that loop. You are its source. Now pause and consider this. If everything you think you are is constantly changing, then what remains? Who or what is observing those changes? Who is the constant witness behind every thought, every emotion, every experience? Close your eyes and feel it. The still unchanging awareness that's always there no matter what. That's you. It's not the you who assumes roles or narrates tales, but the genuine you, the consciousness that scrutinizes everything. Wheeler's work reveals that this awareness is not just personal. It's universal. The same awareness that observes your life is the awareness that observes the universe itself. The stars, the galaxies, the entire expanse of creation. It all arises within this infinite field of awareness. And guess what? You are that field. Now here's where it gets truly mind-blowing. Wheeler's theory of the participatory universe means that not only are you observing reality, you're shaping it. Every thought you have, every intention you set, and every emotion you feel sends ripples through the fabric of existence. The observer effect reveals that particles remain in a fixed state only when we observe them. In other words, the universe isn't a machine. It's a symphony, and you are the conductor. Every note you play shapes the melody of your life. But here's the thing that most people miss. The ego hates this truth. It fights it. It clings to the illusion of control, convincing you that you're small, separate, and powerless. Why? The ego thrives on fear and limitation. It wants to keep you locked in the illusion. But the moment you see through it, the moment you realize you are the creator of your reality, your ego loses its grip. It's like stepping out of a dark room into the sunlight. Everything suddenly becomes clear, and once you've seen the light, you can never unsee it. However, the reality is that most individuals halt their journey at that point. They glimpse the truth but never integrate it. They see the illusion but they don't step beyond it. This is your moment. This is your chance to go further. To step fully into the awareness that you are not just a participant in the universe. You are its creator. The decisions you make, the thoughts you entertain, the beliefs you hold, these are the building blocks of reality. Wheeler called it from bit, the idea that everything we experience arises from binary choices, from yes or no decisions. You are shaping your reality with every choice you make. So what will you choose? Every instant of your life presents an opportunity, a fork in the road where you must choose between remembering the reality of my limitless, infinite nature and continuing to believe in the illusion of separation. Most people choose the former option, which traps them in a cycle of uncertainty, fear, and limitation. You don't have to, though. You find yourself at a crucial juncture. You have the option to either take up the pen and begin crafting the story you've always wanted to tell, or you can persist in your role as the protagonist, reacting to the events unfolding around you. The most significant aspect is that you have always possessed this ability. This ability has been awaiting your recall. Wheeler's findings are more than just a theoretical scientific concept. They are a roadmap that leads to one's true self. You embody an eternal, limitless, and inseparably connected version of yourself to the universe. Now is the time for you to awaken and embrace yourself. Are you prepared, I wonder? Let's explore further. Consider all of your past fears, including rejection, death, failure, and loss. What is the source of those fears? These beliefs stem from the belief that you are separate from the outside world. The reality is that there is no such line. To assume that one side of the ocean is distinct from the other is akin to trying to draw a border there. The illusion of separation is just that. An illusion. There is no such thing as a distant, detached universe. It is there because you see it, because you know it. You embody more than just a single drop. You embody the entirety of the ocean. Now close your eyes and think back to a moment when you felt completely connected, completely in tune with the world. Maybe it was watching a sunset, hearing a song that moved you, or standing beneath a sky full of stars. In that instant, there was no you and no other. The experience was so real and vivid that it defied denial. And in that moment, it wasn't just that you were observing the universe. You were the universe. That feeling of connection wasn't a fleeting moment of magic. It was reality showing you its true face, and it's always there beneath the noise of the ego. The problem is that most of us spend our entire lives drowning in that noise. We get so caught up in the stories we tell ourselves, the roles we play, and the fears that rise up from the ego that we forget the silence that's always been there. This is why the idea of death terrifies us so much. We see it as an end, a final stop. But how can something infinite or eternal ever have an end? Wheeler's work shatters this illusion of time as a linear, beginning-to-end experience. Time isn't a straight line. It's a loop, a spiral, an eternal now. The past and future are simply perspectives within the infinite present. This is the pivotal moment that transforms everything. If you were never truly born, how can you truly die? Your awareness doesn't begin or an end. It simply shifts, like a wave returning to the ocean. You don't disappear when the wave crashes. You become the ocean itself, vast and eternal. But this isn't just about understanding that you are timeless and infinite. It's about living that truth. What does it mean to live as an infinite being? It means you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances. You stop blaming the world for what you experience. Every challenge, heartbreak, and loss you encounter is not a result of external events. It was the universe reshaping itself through you, teaching you, and guiding you. And when you stop resisting that flow, life transforms. The struggles lose their grip on you. The fear melts away. You realize that the thing you've been avoiding, the thing you thought was holding you back, is the key to freedom. Think about how often you've blamed yourself for not being enough, smart enough, strong enough, successful enough. What if those feelings were never yours to begin with? What if they were just part of the ego's story, designed to keep you small, to keep you believing in the illusion of limitation? Wheeler's discoveries reveal the truth. You're not here to prove yourself. You're here to create, explore, and remember who you truly are. The universe doesn't judge you, it responds to you. Every thought, every belief, every emotion you entertain shapes the very fabric of reality itself. If you perceive yourself as limited, that's precisely what you'll experience. But the moment you remember your true nature, the moment you realize you're not the wave but the ocean, everything shifts. You may be experiencing a range of feelings at the moment, including excitement, fear, and curiosity. That is typical. The ego detests being pushed. It will do everything to keep you asleep and in your familiar story. The issue lies in the fact that you have a choice. You have the option to overcome your ego or allow it to continue to rule your life. Becoming something fresh is not the goal here. Remembering who you are, infinite, timeless, and whole, is the key. Are you ready to face it? Once you see it, there's no turning back. If you allow it, the truth will release you. This is your chance to make a breakthrough, to awaken from the delusion, and to completely embrace your ability to create your reality. What will you pick then? The last layer of illusion is a concealed one that traps most people in a never-ending quest for something they can never fully obtain, whether it be love, success, significance, or validation. Think about the amount of time you've spent seeking proof of your worth, sufficiency, and rightful claim to the life you've always yearned for. The paradox is that, like chasing your own shadow, it seems to get farther away the more you look. Regardless of how quickly you run, it always remains just out of reach. Wheeler's work offers the solution to this puzzle. He taught us a valuable lesson. Reality is something you create, not something you discover. You already possess everything you've been looking for. Think of your life as a blank canvas waiting for you to choose what to paint on it. The majority of people live unconscious lives, allowing their preconceived notions, fears, and experiences to shape who they are. They are unaware that they are in possession of the brush. However, everything changes when you become aware of this and understand that your ideas, convictions, and decisions form the foundation of your reality. Wheeler called this the participatory anthropic principle. The universe exists for you, not just due to you. It reacts to every decision, vibration, and idea. What sort of universe are you currently building then? Is it based on limitlessness, uncertainty, and anxiety, or is it brimming with limitless potential? People often overlook the most significant aspect of this. When you change your awareness, the universe changes with you. This is physics, not simply some philosophical concept. At the most basic level, reality is composed of choices, as demonstrated by Wheeler's and it from bit theory. Either yes or no, have faith or have uncertainty, trust or fear. Every decision you make impacts the fabric of life and shapes your experiences in ways that are beyond your comprehension. The astounding thing is that those options don't have to be enormous. A single thought or epiphany can rock your entire universe. You've felt this, haven't you? There are times when everything appears to be in harmony, as if life is directly addressing you and providing guidance. That's not random. That's you stepping into your power as a creator, consciously shaping the reality you want to experience. Now let's take it even deeper. Consider all the narratives you've heard about your potential, your identity, your potential accomplishments, and the expected course of life. How many of those stories have you believed without question? They tell tales of constraints, failure, and inadequacy. Here's the secret they don't want you to know. Those stories aren't real. They're programs handed down by people who were trapped in their own illusions. Every time you accept one of those stories, you give away a piece of your power. Wheeler's discoveries uncover a profound truth. Reality is not static. It's fluid, like a river that bends and shifts with every turn of your awareness. So the question becomes, will you keep flowing with someone else's current, or will you start carving your own path? Take a moment right now and ask yourself, who am I? It's not the roles you perform, the labels you've received, or the narratives you've accepted that define you. but the awareness asking the question. Feel it. That's the real you. The most empowering truth is that this awareness transcends your past, circumstances, or fears. It's infinite, limitless, and unstoppable. But here's the catch. Most people never realize this. They stay asleep, trapped in the ego's illusion of separation, believing they're just waves, when in reality, they've always been the ocean. But you're different. You're here because part of you already knows the truth. You've been waiting for this moment to make a lasting impression. This is your turning point. You have the option to allow this knowledge to fade into the background, becoming just another idea you may forget about tomorrow. Or you can choose to embrace it. You can choose to face the truth about who you really are. You can claim your role as the creator of your reality. Wheeler's work isn't just a theory, it's an invitation. It is an invitation to cease searching and begin to create. Rather than existing as an outcome, strive to become the catalyst. The reality is that you are never insignificant, invincible, or isolated. You've always been infinite. The universe is eagerly awaiting your recall. So what will you create next? The choice has always been yours. Think about the moments in your life that seem too perfectly timed to be coincidence. There have been instances where a stranger's words precisely matched your needs, or when a problem solution materialized just as you were about to surrender. You may have shrugged them off, telling yourself they were just luck or chance. But what if I told you there's no such thing as randomness? What if those moments weren't accidents, but messages? The universe demonstrates its life, responsiveness, and profound connection to you. John Wheeler's participatory universe offers a vision of reality that is far from cold, chaotic, or indifferent. Instead, it reveals a vast, intricate web of interconnected possibilities, where every thread responds to the focus of your awareness. The science of quantum physics underpins this, making it more than just philosophy or mysticism. Wheeler's groundbreaking work on quantum entanglement shows us that once particles interact, they remain connected, no matter how far apart they may be. Change the state of one, and the other responds instantly. This isn't a theory, it's an observable truth in the quantum realm. The astounding aspect is that this interconnectedness extends beyond particles, weaving into the very fabric of reality itself. Now, let's make this personal. The synchronicity you've experienced, where the world appears to perfectly align with your thoughts and intentions, wasn't just a coincidence. It was the universe responding to you. Every thought you have and every emotion you feel sends ripples through this quantum web, subtly shaping the reality around you. When you're in a state of clarity and intention, life flows effortlessly. Doors open, opportunities appear, and paths align in ways that seem almost magical. But when you're trapped in fear, doubt, and confusion, those same ripples create blockages, delays, and obstacles that keep you stuck. Imagine for a moment tossing a pebble into a still pond. The ripples spread out, touching every part of the water's surface. Now, picture that pond as the vast expanse of reality itself, and your awareness as the pebble. Every thought, every observation, every belief you hold creates ripples that affect not only your life, but the lives of everyone and everything around you. This is why synchronicity feels so personal. It's your awareness, your energy, shaping the universe in ways you can't always see, but that are nonetheless real. But here's the part that most people overlook. Synchronicity isn't just a sign, it's a tool. The universe is confirming that your awareness is in tune with the infinite. When you notice these moments, don't brush them off as coincidence. Lean into them. Ask yourself, what was I thinking? What was I feeling? What was I observing? The universe serves as a mirror, reflecting your inner state back to you rather than being random. Wheeler's belief was that reality itself arises from observation. The universe isn't a fixed thing out there. It emerges in response to the focus of our awareness. So when you experience synchronicity, it's not the universe sending you a message from some distant place. It's you, co-creating your reality in real time. It's the feedback loop of existence, the self-excited circuit Wheeler described, showing you that you're not separate from divinity. You are the divinity. Let's go even deeper. If synchronicity is the universe aligning with your awareness, then quantum entanglement proves the interconnectedness of all things. Wheeler's research demonstrates the fundamental connectivity of everything. Distance doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. The entire universe is one indivisible whole, and you are a part of it. This means that every thought you have, every action you take, sends ripples through this web of connection, influencing not just your life, but the entire cosmic dance. Pause for a moment and think about the implications of this. If everything is connected, then nothing you do is ever isolated. Every choice, every belief, every vibration you emit is felt by the whole. This isn't just spiritual rhetoric, it's the physics of existence. This implies that your perceived power is significantly greater than it actually is. The question is, what kind of ripples are you creating? Are they born of fear, scarcity, and doubt, or are they born of trust, intention, and alignment? Most people never realize they're holding the pebble, let alone that they're tossing it into the pond. But you're not most people. You're here, reading this, because part of you already knows the truth. A part of you is ready to take responsibility for the ripples you create. Once you embrace it, synchronicity transcends beyond mere curiosity. It becomes a guide, a compass showing you the way to live in harmony with the infinite. This is your moment. Reflect on your life and recognize the synchronicities as genuine manifestations of your consciousness, demonstrating your unwavering connection to a greater force. The universe has always been responding to you, shaping itself around your thoughts, your beliefs, and your intentions. And now, you have the opportunity to consciously co-create your reality with the full understanding that you are never separate from the whole. The choice is yours. The more you become intentional with your awareness, the more the universe begins to bend and shift in ways that seem almost impossible to explain. Most people refer to randomness as an illusion, a narrative we've internalized to explain phenomena that defy our narrow understanding of reality. The truth empowers you more. You create your experience, and the universe responds to you moment by moment. As the architect, you shape the world around you into a masterpiece. Now think for a moment about how your emotions influence your daily life. When you wake up feeling joyful, doesn't it seem like the world is just in sync with you? People are kinder, opportunities appear unexpectedly, and things flow effortlessly. On days when fear or anger overwhelm you, don't you feel as though the world is reflecting those emotions back to you? It's as if the world is responding directly to your inner state, like a reflection in a mirror. Why is this? Why do emotions feel so powerful? Why does it sometimes seem like they are the key to everything? The answer is simple yet profound. Emotions are not just feelings. They are frequencies, energy signatures that communicate directly with the universe. Think of them like a radio tuning into different stations. Each emotion tunes you into a specific frequency of reality. Just as a radio station transmits a certain song based on its frequency, your emotional state tunes you into a reality that matches that energy. The universe doesn't decide whether or not to bless you. It simply responds to the energy you are putting out into the world. It is a mirror, reflecting back to you the vibrations you emit. Wheeler's work tells us that observation shapes reality. But what drives observation? It's your emotions. They are the amplifier, the force that intensifies the ripples your thoughts send through the quantum web. When an emotion, such as fear, love, or excitement, charges a fleeting thought, it transforms into a massive wave that shapes your reality in often overwhelming ways. Emotions are the engines of manifestation. They turn your thoughts into tangible experiences. The truth is, most individuals operate automatically, allowing their emotions to respond to their environment. We hold the belief that our emotions are a reaction to external events, and we lack control over them because they stem from what's happening out there. But what if that's backwards? What if your emotions aren't reactions to the world, but the very cause of what you experience? Imagine waking up in a state of gratitude and excitement. That energy, that frequency vibrates outward, aligning you with experiences, opportunities, and people that match that vibration. You're not reacting to a positive day, you're creating one. But here's the thing. Emotions are powerful, whether you wield them consciously or not. Negative emotions like fear, shame, and anger create just as effectively as joy, love, and gratitude. The difference is they tend to create a reality that you don't want. Wheeler's discoveries show us that reality isn't judgmental, it's participatory. It doesn't care whether the emotions you're feeling are good or bad, it simply reflects them back to you. This is why understanding your emotions is so critical. They are the steering wheel of your life, guiding the direction of the reality you're creating. Think of your emotions as the fuel in a car. You can't drive anywhere without it, but if you're filling your tank with fear and doubt, your car isn't going to move. Worse, it may break down. Most people are filling their tanks with the wrong fuel, wondering why they feel stuck. But you have a choice. You can consciously choose the emotions you fuel your life with, and in doing so, you control the direction your reality flows. Imagine two realities coexisting side by side, one rooted in fear and another flourishing in joy. According to Wheeler's theory, both realities exist simultaneously as possibilities. The one you experience depends on which frequency you tune. Your emotions are on the dial. The more you dwell in fear, the more your awareness tunes to that reality. But when you shift to love, gratitude, or empowerment, you change the station entirely. You're constantly shifting between infinite possibilities, not stuck in one version of reality. Here's a liberating truth that no one tells you. You don't need to suppress or ignore negative emotions. They're not the enemy. They're signals, showing you where you're out of alignment. When fear arises, instead of resisting it, ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? What am I focusing on that's creating this feeling? By observing your emotions without judgment, you dissolve their power over you. You take control of the dial, and you can shift your reality at will. Every emotion is a conversation with the universe. When you feel gratitude, it's like saying, I'm ready for more of this. When you feel fear, it's like saying, I expect more of this. And the universe, without fail, listens. So ask yourself, what kind of emotional energy are you sending out today? What frequency are you tuning into? The emotions you choose to amplify shape your reality. Choose wisely and start co-creating a life that is in alignment with your deepest desires and intentions. This is not just wishful thinking, it's science. John Wheeler's groundbreaking insights into the participatory nature of the universe reveal a truth that is as empowering as it is simple. The universe doesn't respond to you with words or signs, it responds with alignment. Every energy you emit is shaping the reality you experience. Your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs, these are the forces at work, creating the world you live in. So ask yourself, what reality are you shaping right now? Is it one of abundance, joy, and possibility? Or are you reinforcing a story of struggle, limitation, and scarcity? The choice is yours, and it always has been. You are not a victim of your emotions. You are their master. And through mastering your emotions, you become the master of your reality. For the next 24 hours, try this experiment. Become hyper-aware of your emotional state. When you feel joy, amplify it. Let it flow through you, and notice how it shifts the energy around you. When fear or doubt arises, don't react to it. Observe it. Question it. Let it go. In just this small shift, you will begin to send ripples through the quantum fabric of reality, aligning your world in ways you never thought possible. The more you embrace this truth, the more the universe will stop feeling like a distant force and start feeling like an extension of your very being. The language of creation has always been inside you. It's time to speak it with intention. Now close your eyes for a moment and imagine something profound. In this very instant, there are infinite versions of you, each living a completely different reality. There's a version of you who took every risk and made every decision you hesitated over. There was a version of you that chose to embrace the unknown rather than staying safe. And here's the twist. All of those versions are real. They are not distant dreams or fantasies. They're happening right now. And the only thing separating you from these alternate versions is your awareness. Wheeler didn't just theorize this. He proved it. With his it from bit theory, Wheeler demonstrated that each decision, thought, and emotion generates a fresh opportunity. But here's the part most people don't realize. You're not stuck on one path. You choose the reality that matches your true self by shifting between these realities with awareness. Think about it like this. Reality is a massive streaming service with infinite channels. Each channel represents a different version of your life. Right now, you're tuned into a specific channel, one that reflects your current beliefs, thoughts, and emotional state. But just like changing the channel on your TV, you are empowered to switch to a completely different reality. Let's break this down. The version of you living your dream life, living in perfect alignment with your desires, your true self, isn't some far-off fantasy. It's a parallel reality, existing right now, as real as the one you're currently experiencing. Wheeler's theory posits that reality is not static, but rather it emerges from an infinite array of choices and possibilities. Quantum physics' observer effect validates this. Particles remain in a potential state until observed. Your awareness acts as the observer, collapsing infinite potential into a specific reality. So which reality are you collapsing into right now? Is it the one you truly want, or the one you've unconsciously settled for? Here's the mind-blowing part. You don't have to create the life you want. It already exists. Your ideal life, your ideal self, the version of you who is fearless, joyful, and unstoppable, is already living in another reality. The only thing you need to do is align your awareness with that version. It's like tuning a radio. When you match the frequency, you hear the music. So how do you tune into a new reality? Start by recognizing that your current reality is a reflection of your beliefs, your emotions, and your thoughts. If you believe that the world is a hostile place and opportunities are scarce, that's the reality you'll experience. But when you shift that belief, when you start to see the world as abundant and supportive, you begin to align with a different version of reality. Your awareness is like a spotlight. Whatever you focus on becomes brighter, more vivid, more real. Here's a practical exercise. Close your eyes and visualize the version of you who is living the life you desire. See them, feel them, hear them. What do they look like? How do they carry themselves? How do they speak, act, and make decisions? Don't just imagine it, immerse yourself in it. How does it feel to be that version of you? Now here's the secret. Start acting as if you already are that version. Not someday, but now. The moment you embody that energy, you tune into their frequency. You align your awareness with their reality. Wheeler's interactive universe tells us that this isn't just wishful thinking or imagination. It's physics. Your awareness, your choices, and your actions are the tools you use to shift between infinite realities. The majority of people never realize this. They stay stuck in the same patterns, replaying the same stories, unaware that infinite possibilities are waiting just beyond their perception. So ask yourself, are you living the reality you truly desire? Do you remain in a version that no longer fulfills your needs? The power to change is already within you. It doesn't require years of effort, external validation, or massive struggle. It requires one simple shift in awareness, a decision to focus on the reality you want to experience. Imagine the ripple effects of this realization. What could you align with if you began shifting into a reality where you're thriving? Relationships, opportunities, even the way the world responds to you. Everything can change when you change. Wheeler's work shows us that the universe isn't a static, fixed thing. It's a dynamic field of possibilities, constantly shifting and responding to your energy. And you, right now, are the one steering the ship. Let's break this down. The version of you living your dream life, living in perfect alignment with your desires, your true self, isn't some far-off fantasy. It's a parallel reality, existing right now, as real as the one you're currently experiencing. Wheeler's theory posits that reality is not static, but rather it emerges from an infinite array of choices and possibilities. Quantum physics' observer effect validates this. Particles remain in a potential state until observed. Your awareness acts as the observer, collapsing infinite potential into a specific reality. So which reality are you collapsing into right now? Is it the one you truly want, or the one you've unconsciously settled for? Here's the mind-blowing part. You don't have to create the life you want. It already exists. Your ideal life, your ideal self, the version of you who is fearless, joyful, and unstoppable, is already living in another reality. The only thing you need to do is align your awareness with that version. It's like tuning a radio. When you match the frequency, you hear the music. So how do you tune into a new reality? Start by recognizing that your current reality is a reflection of your beliefs, your emotions, and your thoughts. If you believe that the world is a hostile place and opportunities are scarce, that's the reality you'll experience. But when you shift that belief, when you start to see the world as abundant and supportive, you begin to align with a different version of reality. Your awareness is like a spotlight. Whatever you focus on becomes brighter, more vivid, more real. Here's a practical exercise. Close your eyes and visualize the version of you who is living the life you desire. See them, feel them, hear them. What do they look like? How do they carry themselves? How do they speak, act, and make decisions? Don't just imagine it, immerse yourself in it. How does it feel to be that version of you? Now here's the secret. Start acting as if you already are that version. Not someday, but now. The moment you embody that energy, you tune into their frequency. You align your awareness with their reality. Wheeler's interactive universe tells us that this isn't just wishful thinking or imagination. It's physics. Your awareness, your choices, and your actions are the tools you use to shift between infinite realities. The majority of people never realize this. They stay stuck in the same patterns, replaying the same stories, unaware that infinite possibilities are waiting just beyond their perception. So ask yourself, are you living the reality you truly desire? Do you remain in a version that no longer fulfills your needs? The power to change is already within you. It doesn't require years of effort, external validation, or massive struggle. It requires one simple shift in awareness, a decision to focus on the reality you want to experience. Imagine the ripple effects of this realization. What could you align with if you began shifting into a reality where you're thriving? Relationships, opportunities, even the way the world responds to you. Everything can change when you change. Wheeler's work shows us that the universe isn't a static, fixed thing. It's a dynamic field of possibilities, constantly shifting and responding to your energy. And you, right now, are the one steering the ship. This goes beyond simply making your life better. It's about understanding that you've always had the ability to make decisions, change, and enter different realities at any time. The decision to enter the door is the only thing separating you from the life you want. Every moment is a doorway to limitless possibility. So consider this. Are you prepared to change your perspective? You must focus on the version of yourself that awaits on the other side. The ideal time to begin is right now. You don't need to wait for it. Let's delve deeper into this topic that most people tend to overlook. Consider all of your past experiences, including all of your victories, heartbreaks, and brief moments of happiness or suffering. Now consider, what is the element that connects everything? It's not your thoughts, your body, or even your feelings. The consciousness behind them, that constant silent presence watching everything, is the true thread. This is who you really are, and this is where John Wheeler's work takes us in a new direction. Consider the possibility that the cosmos is a mirror reflecting this consciousness back to you. Could it be that reality and awareness are not separate entities, but rather intricately intertwined, engaging in a perpetual cycle where neither can exist without the other? Imagine standing before a mirror. What you see isn't the mirror itself, but your reflection within it. The universe works the same way. It's not a separate entity out there. It's a reflection of your awareness, constantly shifting and responding to the energy you project. Think about how often life feels personal. The moments when the world seems to be speaking directly to you, whether through a coincidence, a challenge, or a sudden moment of clarity. That's not your imagination. That's the universe, reflecting your consciousness and your inner state right back at you. Wheeler characterized reality as a self-excited circuit, in which the act of observation generates the object under observation. You are both the observer and the observed, the creator and the creation. Even the stars, people, and events you experience reflect your awareness. But here's the catch. The mirror doesn't lie. It doesn't judge. It simply reflects. If you look into it and see chaos, it's because it exists within you. If you see beauty, it's because it resides in your awareness. The universe isn't punishing or rewarding you. It's responding to you. You paint every thought, belief, and vibration onto the canvas of existence, and it reflects back in ways you may not fully comprehend. Did you notice how your mood affects the world? When you're confident and joyful, doors open effortlessly. People are drawn to you. opportunities appear and life flows. But when you're filled with doubt, fear, or confusion, it feels like the world mirrors that back to you. Things go wrong, challenges arise, you feel stuck. This isn't coincidence. This is the divine mirror in action. Wheeler's discoveries show us that you're not just in the universe, you are the universe. It's within you, and it reflects back everything you believe to be true. But let's go deeper still. The mirror doesn't just reflect your surface thoughts or fleeting emotions. It reflects your deepest truths, the ones you may not even be aware of. If you believe you're unworthy, the universe will mirror that belief, creating situations that affirm your sense of limitation. If you believe you're limitless, the universe will reflect that, aligning you with opportunities that expand your potential. This is why self-awareness is so critical. The more you understand yourself, the clearer the reflection becomes. Here's a simple but profound exercise. Close your eyes and imagine the universe as a giant mirror surrounding you. Ask yourself, what is it reflecting back to me right now? Look at your life, your relationships, your career, and your emotions. What patterns do you see? What beliefs are reflecting back to you? This isn't about judgment. The mirror is neutral. It will simply reflect what's within you. Nothing more, nothing less. But this is where the magic happens. Once you see it, you can change it. Wheeler's work shows us that the universe is not just participatory, it's deeply personal. It doesn't simply exist as a whole, it exists as a reflection of your unique consciousness. Your entire life and everyone you've met have contributed to this reflection, helping you discover who you are. Will you gaze into the mirror with clarity and intention? Or will you continue to turn away, blaming the reflection rather than altering what you see? This understanding is both liberating and humbling. It means you are empowered to change your reality by changing your awareness. But it also means you must take full responsibility for what you see in the mirror. Most people shy away from this level of accountability. They'd rather blame their circumstances, other people, or even fate. But you're not most people. You're here because you sense the truth, even if it terrifies you. You're ready to look into the mirror and see the universe staring back at you. Here's the ultimate secret. The mirror doesn't just reflect you, it expands with you. The more you align with your infinite nature, the more the universe expands with you, revealing its infinite possibilities. It's not static. It's alive, growing, and evolving just as you do. Wheeler's participatory universe isn't just a theory. It's a blueprint for awakening. The divine mirror is your guide, your teacher, and your creation. The question is, what will you choose to see? Once you realize the universe has always been waiting for you to wake up, you can't stay the same. So take a moment now. What word captures how you feel in this very instant? Ready? Awakened? Wakened? Limitless? Whatever it is, that word isn't just a thought. It's a choice. It's your signal to the universe that you're stepping into your infinite potential. And this is just the beginning. As you stand at the threshold of this realization, take a deep breath and acknowledge the power that resides within you. This isn't just a moment of insight. It's a doorway to the life you've always known was possible. A life you can step into right now, in this very instant. The truth is, you've always had the ability to create the reality you desire. The universe has been waiting for you to remember, not earn it. Your awareness has always been the key to unlocking this infinite potential. Now that you've glimpsed behind the veil, remember that this understanding is just the beginning. Every moment you spend in awareness is an opportunity to realign, to adjust the dial of your reality, and to tune into the frequency that matches the life you truly want to live. The world you see, the relationships you nurture, the opportunities that unfold before you, these are reflections of your inner state. If you align with your truth, your infinite nature, the universe will reflect your beauty and abundance. But remember, this is not a passive process. You are both the artist and the canvas, the creator and the creation. The power to shape your reality lies in every choice you make, every thought you think, and every emotion you feel. When you shift your awareness, you shift the world around you, so step boldly into your power. Look into the mirror of the universe with clarity and intention, knowing that it reflects your deepest truths and the infinite possibilities that await. And as you continue on this journey, know that you are not alone. You are part of an interconnected web of consciousness, constantly co-creating reality with the universe. Each quantum ripple you send can change your life and others. Every time you choose love over fear, trust over doubt, and abundance over scarcity, you're contributing to the collective creation of a more harmonious and expansive world. So take that next step. Trust in your own potential. Own the universe's mirror and know it always reflects your true self. The universe has always waited for you to wake up to your power, and now you see that your dream life is already unfolding. The only thing left to do is live it. The journey has just begun.